Definition of latitude and longitude. Every location on our Earth has a global address which is generally referred to as a number. This is because numbers are characters that are commonly known by most people in this world so that everyone can communicate about the location address without being hindered by the use of certain languages. This global address consists of two numbers called coordinates. The two numbers are the latitude number, which in Indonesian is called the latitude number, and the other is the longitude number, which in Indonesian is usually called the longitude number. So these latitude and longitude numbers are basically numbers in the geographic coordinate system used to determine a location somewhere on the surface of our Earth. Definition of latitude or latitude. Latitude or latitude is the line that determines the distance north or south of the equator. Latitude or latitude is measured starting from 0 degrees from the equator and ending at 90 degrees at the poles, south and north. In other words, latitude or latitude is a numerical way of measuring how far north or south is from the equator. The equator is the starting point for measuring latitude. Therefore, the equator is usually marked as 0 degrees. These lines of latitude cross the map from east to west and are parallel to the equator. All areas or areas north of the equator are usually referred to as the northern hemisphere, with latitudes which are usually referred to as north latitude or northern latitude, lane. Meanwhile, all areas or areas south of the equator are usually known as the southern hemisphere with its latitude, which is called the southern latitude or southern latitude. 1 degree of latitude is called an arc degree, which covers about 111 kilometers or 69 miles. Due to the curvature of the Earth itself, the farther the circle is from the equator, the smaller the circle of latitude will be. At the south and north poles, arc degree is just a point. Degrees of latitude are divided into 60 minutes. To be more precise, the minutes are subdivided into 60 seconds. 1 minute of latitude covers about 1.8 kilometers, 1.1 miles, and 1 second of latitude covers about 32 meters, 105 feet. For example, the latitude for the city of Jakarta is written as 6 degrees 12'52.63 ls. This means that the city of Jakarta is at 6 degrees, 12 minutes, 52.63 seconds south of the equator, or about 691 kilometers from the equator. Meanwhile, the latitude location of the city of Cairo, Egypt is 30 degrees 3'45.47 n, which means that the city of Cairo is at 30 degrees, 3 minutes, 45.47 seconds north of the equator, or around 3,343 kilometers from the equator. Definition of longitude or longitude. Longitude or longitude is a line that runs from north to south. Lines of longitude or longitude are also known as meridians. Longitude can also be said to be a numerical method that measures or shows how far east or west a location is from the universal vertical line, namely the prime meridian. As agreed by the international community, the prime meridian line is directly above the British Royal Observatory in Greenwich, England, from the North Pole to the South Pole. As a vertical starting point for longitudes, the prime meridian is assigned the longitude number 0 degrees. Each meridian measures 1 degree of longitude. There are 360 degrees of longitude and 0 degrees of longitude, or the Utim meridian, prime meridian, which divides the world into the eastern hemisphere and the western hemisphere, minus 180 degrees west longitude and 180 degrees east longitude. Areas or areas that are in the eastern hemisphere of the prime meridian line are measured in degrees east, which are called east longitude, BT, or eastern, while those in the western hemisphere of the prime meridian line are measured in degrees west of the main meridian, which are called west longitude, BB, or westerns. The distance between longitudes narrows the farther from the equator. The distance between longitudes at the equator is the same as latitudes, which is about 111 kilometers or 69 miles. At 45 degrees north or south, the distance between them is about 79 kilometers or 49 miles. The distance between longitudes reaches 0 at the poles when the meridians meet at that point. Like latitude, longitude is also divided into 60 minutes, and minutes are further divided into 60 seconds. For example, the longitude of the city of Jakarta is 106 degrees 50'42.47 e. This means that the city of Jakarta is at 106 degrees, 50 minutes and 42.47 seconds east of the main meridian, or about 11,780 kilometers from the main meridian. Meanwhile, The longitude of the city of Cairo, Egypt, is located at 31 degrees 14'58.81 E, which means that the city of Cairo is at 31 degrees, 14 minutes and 58.81 east of the prime meridian, or around 2,998 kilometers from the prime meridian.